Hey, Real Nerds listeners, there's many ways you can interact with the Real Nerds podcast. You can email us at realnerds@gmail.com. You can hit us on Twitter at Real Nerds. You want to check us out on Facebook? You can. Just look for Real Nerds Podcast. You want to leave us a voicemail? Just call 720-6NERDS5. You want to listen to our episodes? You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd
Doesn't talk film. I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially your official podcast for your movie needs. I am Ryan, and I am joined only this week by Brad.
That's all you need.
It really is. It's all I need. and my whole life, that's all I need. I was really bummed I couldn't make it last week. I been working so much, and I keep on getting called in because it's just a shit show. And then, Clerks went down to one showing a week. And then when you had the screening with Kevin Smith, I was like, oh man, I might be off in time. And then, of course, I said, well, don't wait for me just in case. And sure as shit, at 5:53, there's like a 4-car accident on I-70. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I told him just to get take someone else.
Yeah, Jason thanks you because he really enjoyed it.
Good. I wanted to see it so bad, and I was so excited because I wasn't able to do it, and then for some reason I had to end up working at 12, but I ended up working the 6 in the morning 12, so it'd be 6 to 6. I was going, oh man, I might be able to do this, and then blew up in my face.
Well, it's really the fault of your deputy and his dumb baby. Otherwise, you would have had to work.
I know, jerk. And and like they started only showing it once a day, and at 7 p.m. And then some days they wouldn't even have it showing, and it sucked.
Yeah,
the first Kevin Smith movie I haven't seen in the theaters, and I think since Chasing Amy. I'm not even joking.
Just go out of state like you did for Rod Stewart. Find one of his tour stops, and
I could do that if it's nearby.
But yeah, I guess I don't think it's going to have like another theatrical like normal run. So yeah, you're kind of. But at least the Blu-ray comes out in December, so.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I already pre-ordered the Steelbook, so.
Me too.
Yeah. And, no, I mean, and the only reason did I tell you how I got those tickets to Rod Stewart?
No, I didn't know where you were going at all.
Yeah. So, I had to keep it on the DL, and, oh man, I don't know if I should tell the story on here, but, anyways, I was very fortunate that I met, there's a guy who I know on Facebook who wrote a couple tour programs and liner notes for one of Rod Stewart's albums. And when Rod Stewart played in Montana 4 years ago, 4 years ago, that's his home state. So I decided to drive to Montana and watch Rod Stewart. And when I was there, I met him. He's a really nice guy. His name's Sean. And about a month and a half ago, he asked if I could make it to Vegas to see Rod Stewart. And I said, well, I was already out there in May, but if I go for just, one night and then zoom back, then I might be able to. So I asked my wife, and she didn't have class that day, so she was cool with it. So I got tickets on Southwest and I left at 5 a.m. So each way was, I think, $50. And even cooler, when I was going into Vegas, there was a lightning storm. And so they had to leave the jet on the tarmac for 2 hours because they didn't want their employees to get hurt and get hit by lightning. And I got an email the next day from Southwest apologizing and a $200 gift card. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, they actually paid you to go see Rod Stewart, basically.
They did. And so I have I just have to use this gift card within a year. And I'm like, sweet, I'll totally use it within a year. So anyways, so I got my ticket, and then he emailed me and he said, oh man, I don't know if I should say this part. I was afforded the opportunity to sit in the front row because of him. And I'll tell you it off the show how I was able to get those seats. How I got front row center seats, because the story is really cool.
You blew them. We get it.
Yeah, I said, hey, but no, actually the real story is really cool, and I'll tell you when we're done here. Then you can edit it out. But I was able to get front row center, which are almost impossible to get.
Have you ever done that before?
No,
because Rod?
No. So those seats in Vegas are like $1,600, and I don't have that kind of money. And when he came out, I held out my fist, and he fist bumped me.
I know. I saw that picture. I was like, holy shit.
I know. And the whole time he kept on like smiling at me and giving me thumbs up because I sang the songs with him. So it was like I was validated by Rod Stewart, being a Rod Stewart fan, and it was really nice. Lots of fun. But on this podcast, we talk about movies, and we see a new movie, and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Smile. Stay tuned, because very soon we'll tell you if we recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the film. We'll also tap into the big news story of the week and a thing we recommend or we've watched that we think people should watch and talk about. How was your week, Brad?
Gosh, just just a lot of work, and you were gone for the 48 thing, so I won Best Editing.
I saw that.
What did I do?
You are quite the great editor.
Apparently, I've won it 3 times. So
I know, that's what I mean. I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I'm saying it because you have the hardware to prove it.
And that's the real, the actual, like, that's where the movie's actually made, is in the edit. So
exactly. I mean, it's
yeah. I just went and saw a bunch of movies and went to a friend's birthday party. That's about it.
Nice. I'm jealous.
And of course, got screwed over on delivering today.
Yeah, that Instacart is crazy. It's starting to catch on too. I mean, I see the guys in Idaho Springs all the time now. And before, when I was in the grocery store, I'd see them every once in a while. But lately, they're always in there doing stuff, because I recognize them with the lanyards they wear,
Yeah, I still got mine on actually, but yeah, I've referred friends for it, and they can't get on because like it's so popular. They like won't admit more drivers. So,
yeah. Cool. So Brad, you saw Smile. Do you recommend Smile?
This is a tough one because it did have some like really cool stuff in it, but then like the other half of it was like so boring that I fell asleep a couple times and woke up when like scary stuff happened. So, yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know if it's a great film, but it's got some cool stuff in it. Yeah.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I don't fall asleep in movie theaters, but, I thought there was an interesting concept here, because it's not only dealing with a supernatural entity, obviously, but also how people treat people with mental health disorders. But at the same time, I got the same feeling from when I watched Barbarian and the police in it, where they're like, whatever, you're stupid. And then the cops here are going, they're going to go to the cuckoo house. Like, what the fuck? Cops went from being cool to being like the biggest idiots in the world. But anyways, but yeah, it's fine. I think if you're looking for a scary movie, I don't think it's a bad one to see. But I do think some of the scares in it are really, really cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as I was watching it, I was like, it's a jump scare movie. I bet Ryan hates it.
Yeah, not that I hate it. It's just like, I'll talk about it after we play the trailer. But there's a couple instances where it's just blatantly obvious and really obnoxious. Here's the trailer for Smile.
My name is Dr. Rose Cotter.
What do you want from me?
Why is it that everybody else who's seen it is dead and you're alive? I've seen it too.
You have it?
It's smiling at me. Carl? But not a friendly smile. The worst smile I've ever seen. I am not gonna keep running. I have to face it. Rose.
Smile. Only in theater and special previews Thursday at 7 p.m. Get tickets now.
Smile is a film about a psychologist or a doctor. I guess she's a psychologist in a hospital who deals with people that are suffering from mental health. She's there talking to a woman who comes in, and she sounds like she is suffering from hallucinations. But she claims she sees something after her, and after she screams and freaks out, she gets up and smiles and then gruesomely kills herself by slitting her own throat and jaw, or I don't know what she was doing. But she kills herself, and by doing this, the lead character Rose has sort of a curse put on her. It reminded me a lot of something like The Ring or The Grudge, where
I was thinking It Follows.
Or It Follows, yeah, or in that way where it's like a curse,
Yeah.
That inhabits or follows you. And so she starts unraveling, and I don't know how to pronounce her first name, but the daughter of Kevin Bacon is really good in the movie.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, it's like Sosie, I think is how I say it. I don't know. It's Sosie, I believe. She's really great in it, and the film is going to be predicated on her because she's in pretty much every scene, and she slowly deteriorates. So she basically becomes the Naomi Watts character from The Ring, where she's trying to uncover why this is happening to her, and this supernatural entity that is constantly terrorizing her, making her go more insane until eventually she goes so locked into her own mind that she'll kill herself, and she's trying to find a way to get out of it. She finds out there's a guy who was able to beat this chain of events, and she finds out that he did that by killing someone and making sure someone saw it. So the curse would basically go to the person that was traumatized by him killing someone. Which is, it's a really interesting moral dilemma. And she thinks she can beat it by isolating herself, so the monster has no one to watch the suicide and latch itself onto, which I guess would work.
But yeah, she has to kill herself for that to work, and instead she tries to work through her trauma, hoping that will make it leave, which
yeah.
I was like, okay, good luck. I think the only way out of this is you just killing yourself with no one else around, but okay.
Yeah, and it was, it was an interesting play towards the end. Obviously I've seen enough horror movies where it was too convenient for her to catch the monster on fire and walk out of her home and then show up. But I think the creature was actually really cool looking towards the end, and creepy.
I can tell if it was practical or digital.
Yeah, they did a good job.
A really good job. And man, what a crazy design.
I know there was a performer, it was Tom Woodruff, who performed, and he does a lot of monsters. So maybe it's a combination of the two, of having an actor then embellished with computer generated images. But yeah, it's it's well done, and I mean, I think it has a nice creep factor to it. But you know me, I'm always going to pick out. I've seen so many of these movies. I always know when jump scares are going to happen. So this one purposely had jump scares and then turned the volume like way up
Oh yeah.
during them, just to try to make them more effective. And I don't know if it made it more effective. It just emphasized that this is a jump scare movie more, if that makes sense. I don't know if that made any sense.
Like pretty much the movie was, yeah, like that opening scene happens and I can't really remember the middle for the most part because I just got lost in, she'd go to some other person and they'd have no answers. And then,
yeah, you're not missing anything.
Like, hey, come help me. And then it would just be separated by occasionally, like there was a cool transition between the camera and like, she'll lapse into hallucinations.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it happens, but then she'll break out of it because she's actually like walking in the middle of the street and the like car horn will go. And then stuff like that's when like I woke up,
Yeah. To me, the most obnoxious one was, it's pretty early, maybe 20, 30 minutes in. It might be actually be the first time I think it's the second time, that woman who kills herself in her office, she's on the computer and she just screams, "Rose!"
Oh yeah, that was the first one that I woke up to. Yeah,
I was like, it's just trying to be loud and jump scary, which to me, because the way the camera moves, I can see them being set up. And if you listen to the beats of the music and the ambient sounds, as it goes way down. And then all of a sudden it's just an explosion of sound. And that's not scary to me. It's just obnoxious. And two, when I watch movies like this, I always wonder if, she's sitting there and drinking wine. And actually, I think it's more effective. I thought it was more creepy when she's drinking wine and you saw that woman who killed herself kind of in the shadows staring at her instead of, the screaming and jump scares. But instead of being afraid of this thing, what if she just walks up and is like, "What the fuck are you going to do? You're a fucking nothing." You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no physical manifestation monster thing. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are you going to do? Because the rules of this creature, I don't understand why it terrorizes people for so long. Or if that's how long each person's different because it takes them longer to break. I don't know.
I was actually thinking towards the end of the movie, when she's deciding to go isolate herself, she should have been talking to herself like, cool. All right. So like, now what are you going to do? Like, you have to kill me and disappear, or you have to wait until I go somewhere else and latch onto a person. Like,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
Mean. Yeah. I don't understand the rules for the creature. Like, is it trying to get in your mind so much that it breaks it down so hard that it's able to finally enter into you and kill yourself? And then I don't understand what it possibly gains from it. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's a supernatural being, but
I think just to kill the most people, and it does that by jumping. So when you take away the ability for it to jump, like I thought it was going to do, but it got lucky because I guess her ex-boyfriend showed up at the end just conveniently, right time. So
yeah,
found another host.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie for a movie I wasn't sure I'd enjoy.
Yeah, I really wish like that part where sister's like head drops. It's in the trailer. Like something like that. I wish they didn't put that in the trailer because that would have been like a cool surprise. Because that's so disturbing to look at.
It is, but maybe because I see so many horror films. She freaks out on it. Like in your mind, you have to know that's not real. I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Okay, cool. I'm going to open up my door, and what's my sister going to hit there, and her head's going to flop around? But it's shot really well. I think it's really well staged. And I think you're right. I think it would have been better if it wasn't in the trailer, because that moment is like, it's still pretty unsettling. And the way it's shot, I think is really cool.
Yeah. I get why it's in there because otherwise there's nothing else in the movie to like get you interested in the trailer except for that. So,
and the director did
a
lot of weird staying on characters after scenes ended. There's the part where the part you're talking about where her sister's head and neck like rubber bands around. and then it pans slowly to her nephew for some reason in his bedroom. I don't understand what the fuck that was. And they would have all these little PS scenes. Like, I think it could have been trimmed a little bit. But that's just me too.
I also thought the music was pretty cool. Like, it was so weird and different. So plus,
I thought it was well made. Like, I mean, if you're looking for a horror film, I mean, it's rated R. I mean, it's pretty gory, and the creature is cool in it, and it also deals with mental health and trauma in a new way. So I think it's interesting. Yeah, even the scene where she's in the prison talking to the one guy who beat the curse, and he's telling her about it. It had this nice like eeriness to it. I just thought it was a fascinating movie, and I thought it was well done. I read that it originally was supposed to go on straight to streaming, but it tested so well that they put it in theaters, and obviously they're right, because it made $22 million this week.
Yeah, when I was sitting through the credits, people were leaving me like, I could hear people talking like, yeah, they're like, oh, that was cool. So
yeah, I mean, in my screening, I had this really cool like froze in the back that you could tell towards the end they were getting scared because they kept on doing like little chirping in it. And it was just, it was stupid, and they were drunk, so it started getting really annoying. But yeah, it was fun. The the Alamo is fun, and it was a good place to see it at. But I mean, yeah, if you're looking for a horror film, I think you do well seeing it. All right,
cool.
This is the big news story of the week.
It's real news.
That I totally haven't looked up yet.
I was gonna say I can't think of one. I hope you have one.
The only thing I can think of is the Super Mario Brothers poster. It looks awesome.
Oh yeah, the trailer's coming soon, so there's that.
Yeah, it's Thursday. So, but the poster is really cool because it has a bunch of little nods and winks to it. There's an antiques like shop in it, and it has a bunch of old Mario items, like the music bouncy things from Mario 3 that they really don't use anymore. And I'm excited to see it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird having Mario characters that don't just say one word, and they're gonna have full dialogue.
That will be a little interesting.
Yeah, like, it's not Charles Martinet,
I hope they get him into the film some way, which I'm sure they will.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because it's just, how can you not? I mean, how long has he been the voice of Mario? Since Mario 64?
Oh,
or
gosh.
Is it before that?
I don't know if anything before that makes sense.
Because was he talking in Mario All-Stars?
I don't think so, because Mario, they're just
No, I think they did. Because remember, the Mario All-Stars on Super Nintendo was better graphics and sound. And I want to say when you picked them in Mario 2, they went, thanks for picking me, or something like that.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, it has to be better than, the 93 version or 92. What year did that come out?
How dare you? That movie is a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Egregious.
How dare you think that's a masterpiece? It's unique. I will give it that it's a very unique take on the the character, which doesn't make any sense.
Hey, what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do?
I don't know. We're gonna find out on Thursday.
CGI wasn't a thing when they were starting that movie. I mean, Yoshi is CGI in that movie, but I don't think they had.
What's the deal with the Goombas? I mean,
I don't think they had the budget to make a bunch of little robotic mushrooms running around.
But see, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah. My hope is that this new movie will get Disney to put, the 93 one on Blu-ray, get it out of the vault.
I'm surprised it hasn't been on like a Shout Select or something.
I know, right? It'd be perfect for that.
Or, like MVD Rewind or Vinegar Syndrome, one of those like really niche titles where it'd be cool to have. I mean, I'd love to see a making of that movie because there's some crazy freaking stories to it.
Oh yeah. But I think just because it is technically a Disney movie that, Disney's really tough about letting their stuff go.
Yeah. So, just so you're wondering, because I looked this up, his first voicing of Mario is in the Super Mario Brothers pinball game in 1992.
Oh, there you go.
And,
but what was his first console game?
So as Mario teaches typing.
Oh yeah.
And then Super Mario 64 is the real wahoo kind of guy.
So yeah, the typing one is probably Super Nintendo at least. So yeah, and then the pinball makes sense because it has like the huge sound processor. So yeah.
So yeah, Super Mario teaches typing was operation on Microsoft Windows and Macintoshes.
Oh.
And Mario was licensed by Nintendo for this purpose, because it's to help children teach typing.
Look at that. We're learning stuff today.
Yeah, and the review of it got 80% out of 100. And Steve Fountain of the Evening Sentinel said, Mario Teaches Typing is a less fun than a normal computer game, but a whole lot better than plowing through a dull typing manual. So there you go.
I want Mario to teach me typing.
And it's sweet. Like, the cover is him jumping off a keyboard with his cape on from Super Mario World. So good for him. Good job, Mario.
Wow.
And there's a Mario Teaches Typing 2 as well. Interesting. See, I learned something new today.
Yeah, man, I just tried Mavis Beacon when that came out. I would have rather done Mario.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I still do finger typing instead of home row. Like a child.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can't. I have to wash my hands and do it.
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm better at something on a computer than you are. Who knew? Cool. Let's talk about the one thing we're going to recommend this week. Or maybe not, just something we want to talk about.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what you got this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to offer up a bunch of things and then let you pick which one you want to talk about.
Cool.
Because I have a whole list of them. All right, your choices are Moon Age Daydream, The Munsters, The Outsiders, Both Fright Nights, Identity, The Rental, Elvis, Hollow Man, and that's it.
Wow. That's quite the eclectic pick there.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to beat your Halloween thing, so there's a bunch of spooky stuff on there.
So I'm on 16, but I've also watched some Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors, and I showed Kellen Ghost of a Chance, the Dick Van Dyke episode, and he loved it. So I was really happy about that. Let's see. How about Fright Night?
Yeah, I like the modern one versus the original one
really?
Quite a bit more. Yeah. I think the original one, Charlie's just so whiny, and most of his dialogue is like, "Come on, help me! You have to help me." Yeah, for I don't know, 90 minutes of that movie.
I just got the Steelbook today of the 4K.
Nice.
Of the original Fright Night. I always loved the creature effects in that. The bat was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of effects going on, and then there's just like I don't know, the premise of the TV show host.
Hmm.
I don't know, the fact that he's like, I don't know why this kid thinks he's an expert just because he's on a TV show. And then like he actually helps save the day. I don't know. It's just
So when you saw Fright Night Part 2, is it the original Part 2 or is it the modern Part 2?
the what's his name? God, Anton Yelkin.
Hmm.
That's the new one I watched.
Yeah. So because there is Fright Night Part 2 in the 80s and Fright Night Part 2 in the 2000s.
No,
Um,
I only saw the 85 one, and
okay.
then I watched the 2011 one.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I still think that one's great.
Yeah, I think it's like the 80s one feels more contrived, and the 2011 one just kind of condenses things into like, I mean, it's still like weird that David Tennant, whatever, the Bright Night host, um, again, the premise, but like everything else with like the mom and the girlfriend, like thought worked better,
hmm.
um, in the new one, but um,
So can
yeah,
I ask you about another one too?
sure.
Because I'm on the fence on Elvis. What did you think of Elvis?
Yeah, that's I'm half and half on that because all the obnoxious stuff that I expected from the movie happened, and I was like, this movie would be
Mm.
so much better if this wasn't in it. But then around the middle of it, it kind of like mellows out and just becomes like a just kind of a normal biopic, and I enjoyed that part more. But like the funniest part was like right away, he's doing like these crazy sweeping shots of Las Vegas in the 90s, and it has like the Star Trek experience
Mhm.
advertisement on it, which like to show modern Las Vegas, like you pick something from the 90s, okay, weird. Um, like maybe that sign just like that hotel got demolished after the Star Trek experience left. I don't know.
I
Um,
don't know.
and like that's always something I wanted to do, but totally forgot to do before it closed.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. But also like, what a weird thing to pick from. But yeah, then it like flashes back to, I don't know, 60s or 70s before that happened. And so like the nerd part of me was like, oh, cool, Star Trek is in this movie, but also, there's like just these crazy sweeping shots. And then, I like Tom Hanks, but God, I've never seen the real Colonel Parker, but
Mhm.
yeah, he's a weird guy. And his perspective on like, um, you know, people say that I killed Elvis, but his defense is like, in a kind of way, he's kind of saying like, you guys, the fans, you guys killed Elvis, not me.
Shit.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. I mean, I will. 'Cause
Oh, I thought you saw it.
streaming. No, it's streaming now. So I was
Yeah,
because I'm
that's how
not
I
a big
saw it.
fan of the director at all.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
saw Moulin Rouge a couple weeks ago for the first time. I was like, oh God, this movie's just so obnoxious. And then yeah, like yeah, I saw it streaming too, and it's also 3 hours long, so be prepared
oh
for
shit!
yeah, it's like 250 or something.
Fuck.
So like it's like really like compared to Moulin Rouge's like special effects and graphics, like it's gorgeous.
Hmm.
So like definitely up the cinematography game, but yeah, there's just like some obnoxious edits and like hyper lapses of things, and it jumps all over the place and it like ties it into history. So like there's like Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert Kennedy's assassination attempts. I'm like, this
Hmm.
movie's 3 hours long. Does it really need to like dovetail Elvis into these historical things? Can we just focus on
And
Elvis?
add the runtime.
Yeah. It's like there's plenty of other stuff here about his mom dying and his manager abusing him and all that. And like I'd say like the last third of the movie spends like a lot of time on his drug abuse without actually showing him doing the drugs.
Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ambitious, but yeah, it's definitely a movie you could have done with some like, let's dial it back.
Hmm.
You're trying too hard. So
Yeah, I guess I'll wait maybe till November to see that because I gotta stay on my horror movie thing.
yeah, and I don't feel like I learned anything more about Elvis than I already knew. It also does like a pretty good job of also showcasing that he borrowed heavily from black music. So
Hmm.
without just like outright saying it, it like
Yeah,
juxtaposed like, hey, he's clearly aping this guy's song that he heard as a kid and turning it into his own thing, you know.
yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else, or what do you got?
Um, I'm trying to think. You listed off a lot of things. I'm trying to think if anything else I want to hear about.
No, this is the one thing we watched, so doesn't have to hit them all.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll just hit on just two quick ones in my horror movie watch. I watched Train to Busan,
Yeah, I heard that's great.
and
Or did I
yeah,
watch that? I think I did watch that. Yeah.
I'm sure you have. And it's about a zombie apocalypse that happens in Korea, and this man is on a train to take his daughter to his ex-wife, and he's a big corporate guy, so he doesn't really spend time with his daughter. And on the way there, the zombie outbreak takes place on the train. There's really cool set pieces. Some of it's a little cheesy. When they go into tunnels, the zombies can't see them, and so they they're able to like crawl around them and stuff. But I mean, the effects are cool. There's some fun things in it. Stupid characters abound, but it's overall pretty fun. I recommend it. And I think you can watch it. I watch it on Prime or Netflix or one of them. And the other thing I watched is George Romero's Lost movie called The Amusement Park. And it started as not as like a horror film per se, but it was a PSA for how elderly people are treated. And the movie is only, I think, 57 minutes long. And it's about this old man who's at an amusement park, and each ride represents something that the elderly are going through. And so, like the bumper cars, when they bump into each other, the guy who got hit is sitting there saying that these old people ran into him, and no matter what everybody else says, that the guy didn't use his turn signal, no one believes him because they're old. And they talk about being on Social Security, but in this really kind of surreal way. It's very interesting, and that they would take this PSA about how to help the elderly, and George Romero turned it into kind of this surreal horror film. And they didn't know if this film would ever see the light of day. And his wife was given a copy of this film, and it was in really rough shape. And they got it just before he died. And when she got it, they put it through a 4K restoration. It still looks pretty faint, but the picture is clear. It's just, it looks like that worn film, like when you used to, I mean, you and I are old enough that when we were in elementary school, we used to have the projected film reels. And so it has that kind of faded look to it. But yeah, it's a really interesting look about how people treat the elderly. And there's a big tagline on it that said, "This is George Romero's scariest film." I don't know if it's his scariest film. It's definitely his most unusual, but also if you look at it as how people are treated, and each ride represents something, like they go to a fun house, and when the old dude goes in the fun house, it's actually an assisted living facility where all the nurses and the doctors treat the old people like shit. And there's a part in it where the old man is robbed and beaten up by a gang of people, and So it's this weird true life horror film, which I don't think was meant to be a horror film, but it plays in a surreal way that it is a horror film. I don't know if I'm making any sense. You have to see the film. I can't describe it, but I mean, that's what it is. The guy's going around an amusement park, and it's how people mistreat senior citizens. It's just a really fascinating film.
Okay, yeah. It makes sense to me, but yeah, I've never seen anything from it, so I've nothing. I saw the cover art. That's about it.
Yeah, the cover art's great. But yeah, it's bizarre, and I think you should see it. The special features alone make it kind of interesting, because it has an interview with his widow and how she goes through the process of getting the film made, and it took him like 3 or 4 years just to get it ready, and how she took it around and, you know, she had it restored, but she didn't know if anyone would like it like she did. She talks about how she loves the film, and she found that the response to it was really high. So they ended up, I think you can stream it on Shudder, or you can get the Blu-ray. Blu-ray is only like, I think I got it for $13 or something. But yeah, and when you buy it, the money goes to the George Romero Foundation to help. It's a charity. I'm not even sure what they do, but that's what it's for. It's for the George Romero Foundation. So, yeah, check it out. It's interesting. So next week, Brad, I guess we're doing Amsterdam.
I guess. All right.
I mean, I did say do a film explosion, but you didn't want to do it. So,
well, I think the week after.
No, the week after is Halloween.
No, the first weekend the first week of November is pretty dead. So I think that's our film explosion week, right before Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
But yeah, there's Amsterdam, Halloween, and then something else.
Yeah, what's the 20th? There is something on the 21st. I know. I just have to look it up.
Also, Corinne sent in a Showtime. If you want to lead into that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's some English fucking thing, so.
It's actually for Abbott Elementary, and she calls you out for changing what we've been watching into basically a Showtime. So.
What?
You're stealing her idea, or we talk about one thing.
I'm not stealing her idea.
Well, that's what she said.
Well, I mean, she's on my podcast, so I did not steal her idea. She should be grateful that I allow her an opportunity to speak on my podcast.
Oh, Black Adam. That's what's the third week of October.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, I guess the last week of October is Pray for the Devil. Or we do Film Explosion. But yeah, then there's nothing for November 4th either. You got 2 weeks to fill.
I mean, they really should just, spread all this stuff out instead of, oh no, that Kate Blanchett on the 28th of October.
Oh, Tar?
Yeah. Is getting a wide release.
Oh, it's a wide release. Look at that. Got 2.5 hours. Wow.
That's all right. I heard it's really good. It also looks like it's one of those really goofy independent movies. You know what I mean?
When you said wide release, I've seen the trailer. I totally thought it was like a Chez Artiste.
I know.
Like
that's what I thought too.
1 or 2 week run, and yeah, that's a full. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Film Explosion will be the weekend of November 4th because there's literally nothing coming out. I mean, I guess they're letting Black Adam have a run till Black Panther. Anyways, hey Corinne, thanks for sending something in. This is what she has to say about Abbott Elementary.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another iteration of Showtime where I talk about something cool I've been watching lately. And side note, since I haven't done one of these in a while, I would just like to state for the record that Ryan totally stole my idea for the regular show. Because now it's like, talk about like one thing you've been watching. And I'm like, that's pretty much what I've been doing on Showtime. So you're welcome, Ryan. Anyway, today I'm going to highlight 2 things, one of which I've talked about before, and that's Abbott Elementary. I'm telling you guys, if you are not watching Abbott Elementary, you need to jump on this train now, because this is the next Office. This is the next Ted Lasso. This is the next The Good Place. It is such a wonderful show. It is back for its second season. There's 2 episodes out right now, and it is just like fallen right back into the same rhythm. It is just hilarious, heartwarming, funny, and just, you know, it's only like 30 minutes long, so it really packs a punch. I know network TV is not super awesome these days. It's all pretty lame compared to all the stuff that's like on HBO and streaming. But I'm telling you, Quinta Brunson and her team are just, you know, bringing it for Abbott Elementary. So definitely check it out. It is on, I want to say Wednesday nights. I don't remember exactly what time, but it airs like live on TV if you have like rabbit ears or whatever, on Wednesday nights. And then of course you can always watch it the next day on Hulu and the ABC streaming app. So get on that. Yes, Abbott Elementary, excellent show. But the new thing I want to talk about this week is on Hulu. It's a new original Hulu show called Reboot. And you might have seen previews for it. I've seen some advertisements. But the idea is that they, Hulu, so it's very meta. They're all, you know, self-aware. Hulu is reviving this show. It's a fake show, so this was not like on air in real life. But I forget what it's called. It's like Up in the Air or something like that. But it's just this like family sitcom from the early 2000s. Late 90s, early 2000s or something, and they revive it with the same cast. They bring back some of the same writing team, and there's like behind the scenes drama. People are coming back and they're revisiting these old roles and reconnecting with these old coworkers from, you know, 15, 20 years ago. So yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. Keegan-Michael Key is probably the most recognizable person, along with Johnny Knoxville. There are a couple of other people who you're like, oh yeah, I kind of vaguely recognize that person. But so far so good. I think there's 4 or 5 episodes out right now. And I've enjoyed it so far. Some of the jokes have been a little bit like, not for me, but overall I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Give it a watch. It's called Reboot. It's on Hulu. They're releasing new episodes every week. I want to say Monday nights or Tuesday mornings. So check it out. And I will talk to you guys next time with something. Bye.
I guess it's funny.
Yeah, it's a acclaimed show that I'll get around to watching at some point.
Yep, maybe. So here's the thing, Brad, is I don't understand the release calendar now. I understand November 23rd is Thanksgiving, but there is 4 movies coming out on wide release. Like, you really couldn't put something at the beginning of November? I don't get it.
Even worse is December, where it's Avatar. Like, even though Avatar's coming out like the middle of the month, like everyone's too afraid to put anything.
Yes, it's that Jim Cameron money.
God, yeah. Strange World and The Fablemans, and
well, at least we'll have, you know, movies to spread out until we get to Avatar.
New Spielberg. That's pretty exciting. And then actually, I want to see the menu.
Yeah, and that starts as limited, so maybe by the time December rolls around, it'll go wide.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, next week we'll see Amsterdam, and yeah, we'll see you at the movies. Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @RealNerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it.